Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to Say Being Hunted, episode 489. It's a podcast style episode, this one today, and I didn't really think about, whether I wanted to do another challenge straight away after the sniper one. I just kind of got to a point where I decided, screw this, I want to record a podcast style episode because, thing is, I'm going to do something here which admittedly I've done before. Oh god, I just rubber banded over here for some reason. I'm going to date the video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you when I'm actually recording this. It's the 24th of June right now, as of when I record this video. But of course, by the time this video goes out on the channel, it'll probably be July, early July, somewhere around there. So, people are familiar. If you watch my channel religiously, you're probably familiar with the fact that I do block record videos to ensure I have quite a large queue on my YouTube channel studio, because I've talked about this before, so I'm not going to kind of go overboard on it, but because I have a full-time job, it obviously takes a lot of my time during the week. So when I do get opportunities to do recordings, I do have to very much seize the moment, so to speak, and as well as that, it often helps me if I block record stuff, and that way I've got plenty of things to keep me going until eventually I get more time to actually record again. So I'm recording this on the 24th, like I say, but of course it's going out in sometime in early July. And now, probably about a week or two ago, however long it was, as of when I record this, essentially I did actually post an announcement that is, on the Facebook and Twitter pages, and also on, YouTube community. Basically just saying there might be potentially moments over the past couple of weeks where I would sometimes maybe not actually be able to publish any videos, or there might be days, where I miss uploads, things like that. I have to say though, so far, it's not been too bad. Other than one episode of We Happy Few, which I accidentally forgot to publish on the correct day, and had to publish it like the next day. Other than that, so far, it's not been too bad. But basically, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to tell you a little bit essentially about what's just going on in my life at the moment. So, basically, I recently have had to move to a new flat. Because unfortunately, basically I had to move out of my previous one. I got served notice by the landlord, which I kind of anticipated it was coming, to be honest, because essentially the landlord had indicated that for some reason he needed to sell up on the property. I don't know the exact reason. Apparently there'd been some issue with his mortgage lender or something. I'm not privy to the exact details. And to be honest, I don't really care. But essentially, I had to move out. And I've recently just sort of completed the move across to my new flat. I was kind of lucky though. The flat I'm in now, I actually think is probably better, even though it has less space in it compared to the previous one. I actually think it's a better flat overall. It's just nice and bright and airy, basically. And so I'm in this new flat, but as of when I record this, there are still a few things that need essentially arranging. So, as of when I record this, I don't actually have my broadband yet up and running. So currently I'm running Steam in offline mode. And whenever I do need to get onto the internet to check emails, to check work emails, stuff like that, I have to sort of connect my mobile phone to my computer and just do sort of mobile tethering. Which of course is not ideal, because it's kind of slower than my standard broadband, and of course there's a limit on how much data I can use, so I can't obviously upload fresh videos to the queue at the moment until my broadband is reinstated, which it will be. It should be anyway, because the broadband provider has told me that they'll be able to do it later this month, later in June that is. Of course, hopefully by the time this video goes out, that means I'll be able to actually upload it because my broadband's back. And hopefully once the broadband comes back, that'll just be perfect. It means I'll just be able to crack on with things, essentially. But you can probably tell from my voice that, of course, I am a little bit sort of tired. a little bit sort of exhausted after it all, because I had to get family members down just to basically help out with moving all my stuff from my old flat across to my new one. And of course I had to balance that around work, because of course, you know, as Sod's Law would have it, work at that point started giving me all kinds of stuff to do. There were all kinds of essays and dissertations that needed marking, there were lectures that needed preparing. Fortunately, I've managed to stay on top of all that, though, for the time being. So, like I say, it's not too stressful. It's just, you know, left my batteries a bit drained, to put it that way. But, like I say, hopefully, not too far from now, things will be sort of getting back to normal, or getting back to some semblance of normality, which I can't help but look forward to, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I'm putting this video together now. I mean, to be honest, I'll probably post updates on this on the Facebook and Twitter pages and the YouTube community tab as I kind of go along. So this won't be the first, probably you'll hear about it. But yeah, I mean, So You're Being Hunted is always a good series for making announcements, since it lends itself to podcast style episodes and all that. So I'm settling into my new flat, and so far it's pretty good. I mean, the only thing is that the immersion heater does need fixing, but fortunately I've got a contractor coming out to sort that out in due course. And the thing is, even though the immersion heater has a few faults, fortunately there's like a top-up heater which does function correctly, and it's actually functioning quite well, because I heated up a load of water yesterday and it's still heated today, which is great. Just means basically that I do have hot water in my flat. It's just I have to only heat it up in like spells of maybe, I don't know, 15 to 30 minutes once per day, just so that way it's not using up too much energy. Because of course there's another thing that's going on here in the UK at the moment. The bloody energy prices are skyrocketing, which obviously makes sense. I mean, of course, because of everything that's happening in the world at the moment, in Ukraine, etc, etc. Of course, you know, I think we're all having to go through a few tough times at the moment, essentially, to put it that way. But what can you do, eh? You just have to kind of soldier on, I do think, and you'll get through it, alright. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I'm settling into the flat, and so far, it's a good flat. It's a great flat, in fact. It's very quiet. The block I'm in is very clean. It's only a small block, so from what I've met of the neighbours so far, they all seem like very nice people. So I am really looking forward to meeting more of them and seeing how they're getting on, things like that. Well, yeah, God, it was like last night though, the day before I recorded this. It got to the evening after I'd moved the last of the stuff across from my old apartment. After I'd moved it all, in the evening I just sort of collapsed on my sofa. And after, you know, my family members had left to go home, after helping me out, I basically just pulled a bottle of cider out of the fridge and put some anime on and just relaxed. So yes, I completed another anime series, Zombieland Saga. I've actually talked about Zombieland Saga, I think, before, in a past podcast-style episode in my Sir series, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but other than to say that I had stopped watching it for a bit because I was just so busy and just hadn't had time to watch any more anime. But yesterday I decided to sit down and actually watch the outstanding 4 episodes that I still had to watch. So yes, that was quite relaxing. And also on the anime front, I do have another series that I've got lined up, which I don't know what to expect. As soon as I say the name of this series, I imagine a few of you will probably recognise it, and you'll know instantly what's up with this anime. Those of you who don't, I'll explain in due course, but the anime that I'm going to be watching next is probably going to be High School DxD, since I do have a DVD copy of it. Now, all I know is that it's apparently a heavily ecchi-laden kind of anime, but other than that I really don't know what to expect from it. I don't know, people have said that it's good, people have said that it's very funny, so we'll see. We'll see how that one turns out. So I'll probably be hunkering down on my sofa tonight, here in my flat, grabbing another bottle of cider and just chilling out. Just watching some High School DxD, who knows. Hello there, Sea Beast, how you doing? Oh man, But that's the plan, ladies and gentlemen. Just sip some tea whilst I'm at it. So yes, like I say, it's a bit inconvenient that of course my broadband is not yet set up, but what can you do? At least I'm able to access emails and stuff like that. Just have to be careful not to go over my data allowance on my phone. And in the meantime, if need be, I can always obviously use the intranet at work for accessing emails, things like that, if necessary. Like I say, so far I've done well in terms of very much just keeping up with the upload schedule, barring the odd mishap, to put it that way. But yes, that's my life at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone else doing, though? I hope you're all doing fine as well. Like I say, it's just tough times. But that's the thing, you know, in the UK at the moment. Actually, you know, getting back to a topic I just mentioned a moment ago, energy prices. Friggin' energy prices are crazy at the moment. I feel most sorry of all for people who have huge, quite energy-intensive needs at home. For example, people who have to look after disabled relatives who need sort of like round-the-clock medical equipment that requires energy. Because I was actually watching the news on TV yesterday, local news that is, and on it they were basically talking about this exact problem of people who have disabled relatives that they live with and they have to care for them, but because of these people's disabilities they need specialised equipment at home, and so much of it, you know, like ventilators and God knows what else, is really obviously quite energy intensive. And of course with prices going up and wages and you know wages not rising in line with inflation, people are obviously getting worried about it. And if you think about it, it's a pretty horrible position to be in, that where, you know, you need all that medical equipment for your relative, but at the same time your wages are not keeping up with inflation, and as a result you're genuinely now worried that you're not going to be able to keep paying the energy bills to keep all that equipment running, because then it honestly can become a question of, well, what does that mean for the disabled relative? That means either they're going to have to go into care, specialised care that is, or a hospital, or if they can't do that, well, the other alternative is they're going to stay at home, and it's not going to be good for their health, is it? Which is a really unenviable position to be in, like I say. But God, I know this is a bit of a depressing topic, but it's something which I think people should be aware of, you know, because there are a lot of people out there in the world who are less fortunate than we are, and for whom there are some real pressing issues at the moment. And that's the thing, you know. I'm sure there are probably plenty of like crowdfunding sites and things like that where you can probably donate to charities to help people obviously in need like that. I say as I gulp more tea down. Alright, you know what? We've probably been recording for just over 10 minutes there. I think that's probably good for a little podcast-style episode of Sir. The main reason I basically just wanted to do this episode was just so I had essentially a video update on what's going on at the moment in life. Like I say, though, I'll be posting updates in the meantime on the social media pages and via YouTube community, just to let everyone know what's going on. But yeah, hope you all, you know, understand and all that and appreciate what's been going on at the moment. But yeah, more than that, we'll wrap up here. Facebook and Twitter links down below, along with the link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested. If you enjoyed, a like's always appreciated. But other than that, I'm thinking that the next episode I might either try a challenge or I might try something a bit interesting. I don't know. We'll see, ladies and gents. Other than that, goodbye all. Because that's one way to show the product. Oh, hello. Speaking of the guy we were mentioning earlier.
It's the man himself.
Okay. Do you reckon?
I think stand on his hand.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you reckon something might happen if I stand on his hand?
I've seen this in some top 10 gaming lists of funny incident. Let's just keep it a funny incident. Go on his hand.
Let's see, does this actually do what I think it does? Yep, it does.
Yeah.
I think I've seen this as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one way to die.
We had to do it.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it was a top 10 list. I knew that this has already spoiled it for me.